Welcome guys to episode 4 of this Let's Play series. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the series. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. We're now at month 3. It's sort of been fairly interesting, but we had one big battle at the very start, which we sort of lost fairly badly, and then we've had a something where we were sort of just kiting away and sort of trying to manipulate the enemy forces, and we won that one quite substantially, which gave us a massive victory point advantage at this point in time in the war. So we're doing fairly well in terms of the actual war levels. We do have a couple of ships which are reforming up. We've still got the Regina Pacis, which is just one of our little corvettes, is one more month, as well as the Italia, the battleship. We've got a new battleship that just came in, the Regina Elena, which is just working itself back up. If we have a look at the ships under construction, we've still got 2 more battleships, 3 months and 5 months before they actually come out of the docks, and then they will then start to sort of build up from there as well. Now, what can we do here? We do have a fair bit of shipyard capacity. We've actually got 26,000 shipyard capacity left over now to actually start to sort of build things up. And it might be worth doing that, I think. I think we might actually... do we want to go with another one of these? What's this one got? If we have a look at the design of this particular ship, it's got narrow belt coverage, and I think this is really killing us. We've sort of seen this in the fights where these battleships have... It's a much better design, though, having it down the centre line rather than having it staggered. It does mean that there's no extended belt, though. This is a bit of a worry. The ammunition storage on this will be very vulnerable. These ships will be blowing up left, right, and centre. I think we might hold back on those. What I might do is I might go back and I wasn't unhappy. I'm wanting to do a video on actual design, ship design, but I'm trying to sort of really structure this for new players. I don't want to go crazy doing all these things initially. I want to sort of ease into the concepts, I guess, of the game, and so we can see over time just what's working and what's not. I'm guessing that probably the ones that are not too bad. If we go back and have a look at the ships that we can actually go and build, I wasn't unhappy with the Marco Polo. 21, it's reasonably slow, but it's still not bad. I think we might go and build one of these up. This is going to cost us, the monthly build cost is going to be 1,000. Maintenance cost is 130. That's okay. The shipyard free capacity is 26,000, so I can actually build a couple of these. I might do that. That way we can get a couple of these ships done straight away. So 2,170. So it's about the same amount. Actually, if I go back to one of them, what I might do is I might start to actually... I'll build one of these. So we'll build one of the Marco Polos. We just click on OK. Just get a random name that sounds fine. This is going to be the Vitor Pisani is going to be the new one. It's going to come in 24 months. And so we now have 18,000 left over. I also want to get my dock size larger. Now, sometimes the private enterprise will build this for you over time, but you can actually just go and say, hey, go and start doing it. This will cost me 600 per month for 12 months and allow me then to build ships up to the size of 16,000. Let's just go and start to do that one through there. So it's got 500 monthly balance. That's actually all okay. I mean, I could go for more coastal fortifications along the east coast. I mean, I've got 2 there now. You can see that the dock size is now improving in 12 months' time. I might leave it, I think we might leave it at this stage, and we'll just sort of slowly build up what we've actually got. So let's go across. Now, was there anything else I wanted to show off? Yeah, so what this does, this is the capacity of your ships that you can then go and build. If we go back to ships under construction, you can see we've got a displacement of 10,600. I can build up to a displacement of 15,000 at the moment. In 12 months, it'll be 16,000. So as we get the capacity to build bigger and bigger ships, as we can design bigger and bigger ships, we can then start to think about this. So I don't need to rush into it, but I do need to just keep it dribbling along every so often. It's also then going to add another 1,000 into our shipyard capacity back in through here as well. Not that matters that much at this stage as well. While we're at war, though, we've got a good budget coming back in, so I might as well get the ships, get a few more ships if we can do it. I will be wanting to get rid of these weird Italia design ships, though. We open the design with the sort of starboard wing turrets that they actually have is quite unusual. So we'll do a ship design at some point, and I will then as I say, I'm trying to sort of gear this for newish players and introduce the concepts bit by bit. I think everything else is done. Actually, research we haven't actually had a look at either. And this is something that, is there anything in here that we really want to have a good look at? Machinery, armour, hull construction, fire control would be good. And what we can do is we can just go and see, okay, look, just make that a high priority to get fire control. Ship design, we do actually have an advantage with that, so we might as well put more into ship design as well. Let's just go and throw those in there. Now, that doesn't change the budget as such, it just changes the priority. One thing we can do with this as well, and I should have done this earlier, is to increase the budget that we actually are spending on research. I should have done this right at the very start of the game, to be honest. We can go up to 10% of our total budget. That's going to be the most we're going to get bang for buck wise from the research, but we can go up to 12, and 12 will then give us it's got diminishing returns once you go beyond 10. I might just keep it on 10, just click on OK, and you'll see that our monthly budget has now dropped down. I really should have done that early. I completely forgot to do that. Everything else is actually working out fairly well through here. I'll just let the spies continue trying to infiltrate these different locations. I think we're done as far as this is concerned. We've got doctrine. I haven't shown doctrine. I don't think I'll do that just yet. This is not something that you really need to worry too much about. What else haven't I shown? Look, there's stuff I haven't shown, but look, you got fleet exercise. What fleet exercise is it allows you to, you cannot hold a fleet exercise in wartime. It means you can use your fleet of ships to have mock battles against each other. It does cost you a little bit, but it's a good way of just practicing the game, just seeing how your ships actually do operate, what happens with them, but we won't worry about those. History, we get a bit of a summary as to what's going on. This is wars and prestige. So our prestige has been steadily growing over this recent times. This is the fleet tonnage. So tonnage is sort of going up at this stage with the new battleship that's just coming out. The economy, not really sort of seeing much in through there, and then the summary of ships lost. That's interesting. So the auxiliary, we've actually there's been 4 auxiliary ships. 4 of the merchant ships have been destroyed, of Austrian-Hungary, which is good for us. Anyway, let's. What else haven't we shown? I've shown a lot of things actually already. Intel reports. We don't really have anything much in through this side. This just gives us a bit of a summary as to what's going on with the different, over time, which is fine. Again, we can filter by whatever else we want to be filtering through there. Again, it's nice the way the game works. It's actually the right click in a lot of these things will then give you an ability to make changes or choices with what's actually going through. Let's end the turn here. So we get another exercise. We only ever get to play out one of these. Now, this is an enemy coastal raid again. We now have 1 battleship that may or may not partake in this. I don't think they will. How many have we got? We've still got 3 that are ready now to go into action if we do need them. I'm going to keep on accepting these. What I might do is, if it ends up being the same sort of battle as last time, they declined this time. Okay, so they've now found that one. It's not going to work. We picked up 300 victory points for that one. This is good to show off actually. So what happens is they presented us with the combat mission. Austria-Hungary decided not to go for it, so we pick up 300. We click on OK. We then get another one usually. So you get a range of them. This is a cruiser battle. This is good for me, because their cruisers have been knocked out a little bit. Now, they're going to give up on this one as well, because the cruiser battle, I don't think they're going to be bringing any battleships into this particular battle. We'll accept this one. If they declined that one as well, that's another 300 victory points for us. Now we have another cruiser battle, and again, we've got they've got their armed marine cruiser, like the armed marine ship, back in through this side as well. They do actually have now 6 battleships, which is a bit of a concern. We'll accept that. They should give up on this one as well. Yep, that's good. That's been now 900. A convoy defence. Now, this is one where, we may end up with their battleships coming into action. And it's interesting now, there's 5 battleships that are available. We'll accept, and they have accepted this battle. So we've got the same sort of thing. This is just off the bottom of Taranto. So we've only got we've got the Marco Polo, and we have a light the Venezia as well. So our fleet consists of the Venezia. We've got merchant divisions and coastal batteries back in through there, which we're going to have a bit of a look at. The convoy force is also active. Whereabouts are they? These are the coastal areas. So we're going to have, like there's going to be little areas back in through here that we're probably going to have to be protective of. So that's in here somewhere. Actually, that's it there. They're all going to be together. So that's the first one. The second one is also in the same sort of region. And the third one should be around about the same region as well. So they're all in here somewhere. So we're going to need to protect them. Hang on, we've got the Italian division. This is the... okay, this is actually an AMC merchant. I did mean to show this as well. And so that is in here somewhere as well, which we haven't really sort of seen. So that's the convoy force. The support force that we actually have is the Italy cruiser division with the Marco Polo. And so that's a different sort of support force in there for us, and that's not under our control. It's under AI control, so we don't get to really do much there. So really the only thing we can actually impact is our light cruiser, the Venezia. Let's have a quick look at it and see what this actually has got. So this is the... by the way, I'm now out of the way of the information that was over the other side. I think this is a good spot for me to sit, like my head. We've got cloudy, we've got dead calm from the southeast, so that means that the waves will be very, very low. Weather cloudy will then just impact our sight range a little bit, but this is still very, very good sight range. The time is 9:30 in the morning, so if we have a quick look at the clock through here, we've got 8 hours and 45 minutes, but we've got to let this one go for 800 minutes. So what we'll do is with the Venezia, have a quick look in. We can sort of see again centerline turrets, and we've got some other. It looks like we've got 6 of the secondary turrets along the line there. Let's have a quick look and see what it's made up of. If I just have a bit of a look, so we've got. Oh, there we go. So the main turrets we've got 6 inches. We've got a lot of them actually. So 8 6-inch guns. This is good stuff actually. And secondary guns are just 2-inch. Again, they're under a deliberate fire status, which is going to be fine. We haven't found anyone just yet. This looks like a good little class, actually. I don't mind the look of this one. 5,600 tons. What's its maximum? If we just go back to the design of this one. I'm not seeing the same thing. Only 2-inch belt, 2-inch deck. Turrets are 1.5 and 3-inch conning tower. So it's more turret on the conning tower than it is on the actual belt. So and so we're not the belt extended looks like it doesn't actually have anything at this stage, which is a bit of a problem. So if we get shots coming in fore or aft, we could end up with a massive explosion on this particular ship. We'll see what actually happens. So it's not an optimum design. It's funny because as you sort of play the game, you get a feel for what you want to have, what changes you would make to the actual designs themselves. Okay, so anyway, this is going to be where we actually are. We'll just go and shift click. Actually, which way is it heading? It's heading out. Usually that points you in the right direction. Let's just point this way a little bit. And hang on, which one is it? It's interesting. It's actually, I don't know if we can't really make much choice in here. I'm not sure what we can do. I haven't had this happen before with the game. Actually, it's sort of funny because I don't have control of the of this division. Strange. Let's just press Q. And then ship sighted. Let's just see if we do have control of this. Okay, so we do actually have a ship that we're now heading directly towards. Oh no, it is now moving. Okay, so we can now do different things. This looks to be an attack. So it looks like we've got an armoured cruiser coming through. That's what we've identified it as. And it's a Zenta class again. So it's another one of these Zenta ships, which we did pretty well against. This will be another light. This might be their second class as well, with the bigger guns. Now again, our objectives are to defend the colony. defend the convoy. Now, they're heading straight up towards the convoy, and we've got the Marco Polo over here, which we won't be controlling in this particular fight. The wind is blowing that way. Now, they can't see that one just yet. Let's cut them off. I'll just press Q. I might just go into 20 as like high speed because we do want to sort of get some action going here. I'm going to hit pretty high up. Okay, we're getting close into range now. The Marco Polo is just up ahead of us, so let's now move up towards the Marco Polo and try to see if we can draw the Marco Polo into the fight as well. There we go. They've just come into range, and we have to fire at the Zenta. They'll be opening fire back on us. Again, they could get a lucky shot. So it identifies one of the... Oh, this is only a little corvette. Okay, so this is actually a nothing. This is really nothing at all. If the Marco Polo can come across, this will actually work in very, very well for us. Let's just maintain the same level. We should be getting all guns on the starboard side. Yeah, all guns are now pointing this way, which is great. So the Venezia looks like it's going to be a good foil for the Zenta. Now the Zenta, when we had a look at this one before in previous battles, has got 2.5. Actually, it's only the 5-inch. Okay, so it's not really all that strong. In that case, I might just stay at range a little bit and try to draw it up towards the Marco Polo. They are firing at us. There we go. We're firing back at it. Here comes the Marco Polo. They should have seen it by now. Okay, now we want to follow it. Just keep it going. Now we're going to be able to get some broadsides in on the corvette. The one that I'm most worried about is actually the Zenta. I've got to sort of keep that away from the transports, and I'm actually pushing it right up in towards the transports. They're just ahead of us. It will have now seen the transports, which is a problem. Come on, Marco Polo. You're supposed to be masking the fleet there. Just going to head high a little bit. I might just go to maximum speed. Their small guns can rip apart these merchant ships. Just press Q. Good, we're pushing away from the fleet. That's what we have to do here. The Marco Polo is sort of like the last line. Yeah, we're smacking it. I don't think we're getting any shots in on it though. Let's just keep it right away from here. Just press Control and then click, and we'll just head up this way. How are we going? Still going. It's travelling very, very quickly. The corvette, I think the Marco Polo would be able to look after that if there's any sort of problem. We'll just keep on sort of masking this one out of the way. He's firing guns at us. I should just pull this over so we can sort of see the results. No actual hits, which is fine. getting closer to it now. Surely we've got some hits on it. Yeah, light damage. So we actually have got some hits on it now. So we're starting to sort of range in a little bit. We'll just move in a bit closer again. Yep, only light damage. Really have left that one alone now. I don't mind these little battles, to be honest. The turret must have failed at some point. Let's just move this one across. There we go. We've got good angles now. We should have all the broadsides going in. They'll be doing the same thing. And how are we going? Let's have a quick look at the log. 0 hits all the way through that we can sort of see. Anyway, I'm liking where we are. Let's just reduce it down to 20. I think that they're still traveling. Oh, they're down to 15. Let's go to 15 now as well. Just match their speed. Okay, we're straddling it, but we're not getting any hits. The straddling means we've really got the angle. We've got the line. We're just not getting any luck with the actual shots going in. They're sort of splashing on either side of the ship. But it's straddled is good. So that means that we're heading in the right direction. Yeah, so the turret was jammed. Now it's back in action again. Yep, again we straddle it. Oh, they're firing at us and straddling us, which is not what we want. If that becomes a problem, there's still no hits. Let's just keep it going. And I'll just move this down to slow, so we can sort of see the actual action. I want to stay away from torpedo range. It's a bit of a turkey shoot in that sort of sense. You don't really know what you're going to get. So we'll just go back to normal. Oh, damn it. So they fired two medium guns. One of them got a hit, and the engine room was hit. Now that's potentially a bit of a problem. Like, you know, that's going to sort of now be an issue for us. If we have a look and see what the report sort of says. So we've got some structural damage now that's come in, a little bit of structural damage. I think we're still actually okay. Yeah, we can still travel at maximum speed. But so it didn't actually, it didn't penetrate actually where we were. So that's actually all right. And that hit the belt. So it hit the actual main belt area of our ship. So luckily, even though it's I think this is a narrow belt, you know, it's actually still doing all right. So let's just continue on, and we need to get some lucky hits on it. I've got broadsides now. I think these are minefields that we've sort of got placed out. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Taranto. Yeah, no, there's nothing else in through there. There'll be more and more as the war progresses. There'll be more and more mines just sort of laid. Let's go and head back the other way. Try to push it into the minefield. I think we'd be lucky to do that. Near miss. That means it still could be damage done, like minor damage. The Zentia, yeah, fires got one hit essentially as a near miss. We still don't know much about what's happening with this one. Let's keep it going. Close in again. Again, if we can stop them from getting to the and doing any damage to the like we've still got the other ship is just masking us down through the side, and the rest of the transport fleet is down this way. It's wildly inaccurate, this era, so that's why it's just random shooting basically, and hoping to do damage slowly over time. It does improve. It's sort of like, you know, things change over time, but the game models all this stuff very, very nicely, which is very interesting. Venetia's turret is now jammed. Fast is it now travelling up, going up to 20. Let's just match the 20. Yes, it's got this small ship in here. I could go back. We've now sort of pushed this one far enough away. I might go back for this one now, and I'll just go down to 18 knots. Yeah, that's going to not want to be caught. Did we unjam? Yep, turret back in action. That's good. So we did get a hit a fair time ago on the Zenta. Fire at the destroyer. Like, it's not a destroyer. It is just a very small corvette. If we can get close enough to it. How fast is it going? Don't know. Like, it's just a very. There we go. It's just a the Eleno class travelling at 15 knots. We're travelling at 18. We will actually be getting in close to this one. And so at least if we kill this one off, it'll give us something. Here comes the Zenta back in again. This one does have sort of small arms. It's trying to evade. This one doesn't have torpedoes. Yeah, so if we have a bit of a look at this one, sorry, I keep on getting phone calls which are annoying because it's during the middle of the day, and I don't normally get them on the phone that's receiving them, so I've got to pause every time they come through. This is actually fairly large, 1,700 tonnes. It could be considered to be it looked different if it was going to be an armed merchant ship. But 2 6-inch guns, 2 3-inch guns, so not a real lot of firepower. It does have 2-inch belts though, amidships, and 2-inch decks. So we will get nice and close to it. It doesn't have any torpedoes. So we'll just see if we can do some damage to it. I don't think it hasn't taken any damage just yet. The Zenta has come back in. Now if we keep things going, it may end up over here in this area. Let's just go and change our direction. Nope, it's moving off now. Let's continue hunting this one down. Yeah, it's now got light damage, so we're now doing some damage to it. What we can have a bit of a look at again is just to see what the hit chance is actually now fairly high at 2.8 for our main gun, and the hit chance is 1.16 there for the secondary gun. Tertiary gun is also 1.16. So I'm thinking that the secondary and tertiary guns are much more on the broad side than like firing from the front. Look at the details of this range. So the basic hit chance is 2. Tech level is -30. There's not much else we could do there. The target aspect, the target size sort of reduces this one. If we look at the details into here, the basic hit chance with the range, I think if we can shorten the range, the secondary and tertiary guns will then start to come into their own a little bit with this targeting. So it's like, because these are much smaller guns. So we'll just keep on moving on in. And the Zenta class, we've kept it away from the action, which is good. And we may have to, well, I think we will have to now chase this one down. I might just get this one up to, say, 19 knots. And let's literally let's follow it in. Then we're going to be able to get our broadsides fairly soon. The turret jammed, unfortunately. How are we going there? Yeah, only light damage. How fast is it travelling? Still 15. It might go up to 20. I mean, it's very, very calm. The seas are really, really quiet, so we've got no issue at all with sort of moving at speed to do what we have to do. Now here comes the Zenta on the other side of the minefield. Now, did we get a torpedo away? I don't think we would like this. Okay, we did actually we fired the 2-inch guns actually got a hit, and they did score a hit there. Now, an unknown ship opens fire at a coastal battery. Now, the coastal battery is back over here. This is the Zenta that's having a go at one of our batteries. So the battery is back over here now, and that's going to be hitting the action. It's actually firing at the Zenta as well. So the Zenta is also got light damage at this point in time, which is, again, interesting. So let's move the Alino class up. We'll just keep on sort of following it through. Yeah, it's really getting in close now. Still only light damage, but we're getting very, very close. Okay, this is now inside range for us. Just let it get a couple more hits on this thing, if we can do it. Yep, so we got 6-inch guns, 2 hits. So we got 2 hits on the Alino, and the 4 2-inch guns also fire. So we're now getting full-on broadsides on this particular ship. The front turret has been knocked out. That's one of their 6-inch turrets. This looks like they're still actually okay with the rest of this, but we'll see what actually happens. I mean, it's very hard to tell in the game when you've actually got a big advantage. So you often just keep on firing and firing without knowing that you've actually already basically sunk the ship. It's getting really close to this. Oh, okay. So the Alino fires it's one of its light guns and does get us a hit in through here. So turret J has been hit in the turret. So the T is the turret hit, which shouldn't be a problem to us. Let's just keep it going. Do we have light damage on ourselves? Yeah, no, damage is still 0%. Let's just keep it going. Now, it's firing at us, we're firing at it. We are getting hits. Now, we fired 5 of the 6-inch guns. Now, this is well and truly inside torpedo range for us. We should be peppering this. It's now medium damage. This one won't last very much longer. Quite often these don't even have any armour at all, but this one is actually fairly well armoured. Now we are pushing it in towards that zone. There it goes. It's going to end up going into there. So we'll see what actually happens. See if it actually hits a mine. It's right in the middle there. So we've got 6-inch guns, 3 hits. We are really smashing this thing actually. So we've got it right in the middle here. Heavy damage now. I think that it's done, and hopefully whatever's in there will actually finish that off. Let's just keep it going now with the Zenta. Just going to move down this way a little bit. Oh, it made its way back out again. 7 6-inch guns firing at it. Again, 1 hit, and so this thing is basically going to be sinking. We're not seeing any fires yet on the ship itself, but there's a lot of smoke coming out of it. Not that matters that much. Let's go for the Zenta now. So the battery should still be able to fire at this as well. This is battery 23. Okay, it is firing back. So it's still actually firing, hitting our turrets, but it's bouncing off the armour. And this is now stopped. So this is heavy damage. It's down to 5 knots essentially. So we'll now just follow on with the Zenta. That's a good one for us. That's a good little win. It's only a very small ship, but that's not too bad. Now, what's this one? How's this one going? Light damage on that one. We've still got 0 damage, which is good for us. We have taken some hits, but nothing much really. We are still firing back at this one, but the Zenta is now the ship that we want to have under our control. Now, the thing with this as well, with the game, it does like the actual captain on the ship will designate their own targets. So there's nothing, I can't sort of right click on these to get and say, hey, target this one here in particular. I can if I switch to what's called captain's mode, but I'm just playing with sort of like the default setting at this stage, where I'm sort of more the admiral, just giving orders. I don't want this to sort of get too involved. I guess with one ship, captain mode would be okay. Let's just try to get not too close to this, because this one does have torpedoes. So let's now move this one around. Okay, so oh wow. Okay, so it actually hit turret top. So it hit one of our turrets, and if we have a bit of a look, we should see that one of the turrets has probably been knocked out. That one there, by the looks. So it hit the top of the turret, and that one is now no longer active. I'm guessing that's what that one must be. Your turret disabled, and the little asterisk means that it actually has now gone through. I don't want to get too close to this while all this is happening. Now this is the Alino class is limping away. It shouldn't be able to make itself back out of the fight, so this should be the end of it. This is trying to evade. I don't think we're getting any real hits in here. Looks like it's travelling pretty fast. Yeah, it's going at 20 knots as well. We'll just follow it in. Follow it up the coast. I think it might be trying to get home now. Just press Q. Just keep on pressing Q every so often. Coastal battery is firing at this one. I think that will be enough to sink it ultimately. Looks like it's slowed down. No, it's still going at 20. It's just it's trying to evade us. And we're doing pretty well. The other ship, we've now lost sight of it, but I'm assuming it's going to be sinking, so I'm not going to worry about it. I want to try to do as much damage against the Zenta as we possibly can. So we're pressing Q, we just keep it sort of going. Actually, our turret now jammed. Let's just go and change angles. Now we've got the disabled turret on this side of the ship. So if we have a bit of a look at the ship in through here. So actually no, this is yeah. Actually no, I think we're on the right angle. Actually, that was if we have a bit of a look. How are we going? Yeah, that's the turret there. That's no longer working. This turret has been jammed. So we are just now using these secondary guns to do whatever damage we can possibly do. And we'll just push the Zenta right out of the way of our fleet. Okay, unknown ship is now opening up at battery number 25. So it's now coming up this way, but let's just push it close up along the coastline to give the battery a chance to really do some damage here. Coastal battery does straddle it. The Zenta fires 2 guns at the coastal battery and did score a hit on the battery. Yep, no hits. It is straddling. It's running the gauntlet. This is why we do it. Now, there's a hit that came through. It scored a couple of hits back on the battery, but the battery did do some damage on it. It's now got medium damage. It's now travelling at 15 knots, which means that we should be able to now catch up on it a little bit. Yep, there's another hit on it as well. We may be able to get this light cruiser, which would be fantastic to get the Zenta. It has been not a thorn in our side, but it's been certainly something that we've sort of, it's been around us a lot. Okay, the front turret is now back in action again. Now, have we got any other batteries? Yeah, there's another battery up there. Let's see if we can round it up. It's going to try to sort of avoid us to a degree. It's certainly slowed down. It's saying light damage, but I think it's more than light damage now. It's trying to get home. If we can get in front of it, that would be ideal. We'll then push it away from us. It has fired 6 light guns at us, and we did get a hit on the turret, but it didn't actually do any damage. Just get the lock in there so we can sort of see what's going on. The engine room was hit along the side of the ship, so it's hit the belt. But so the B means hitting the belt, but again it's bounced off our armour, which is lucky. We don't know exactly how many hits we're getting on it. Yeah, saying medium damage. I don't want to get too close to it. I'll just press Control. I can just do this little bit by little bit. If I can push it away. Okay, we're down to 50% of our remaining ammo. This is okay. Like we really are just working on this one through here. We've got 2-inch guns that we've got one hit on it somewhere, but again, we're not really sort of not seeing much damage happening in through here just yet. Like they've got all of their turrets operating. It has taken some damage, but not very much. What we might do is that we might sort of slow down. Yep, it's hit again by a 6-inch gun. That's great. Our turret's back in action on this side. This is the side that we want to be attacking. So this turret is now back in action. That should now swing around. How are we going with speed now? Down to 10 knots. Just match it. Now, it did fire light guns at us and got one hit in the fore aft hull. So it did go through the hull. Now that's going to cause us some issues. A little bit of a structural issue there. Nothing too bad. We've actually had 2 medium hits and 5 light hits on us. But we're doing okay. This one dropped in. No, it's still going at 10. Let's move this one around. There's more 6-inch guns getting another hit on the Zenta. Let's have a look and see if we can see if any of its turrets are down. No, all the turrets are still operational, unfortunately. Okay, there's another 6-inch gun, got another hit. This has got to be... There's now heavy damage on the Zenta. So it's now taking a lot of damage. It still hasn't burst into flames at all, so we've not caused any fires yet. But let's just keep it going. And another 6-inch gun has now got another hit on it. And we are straddling it. It's not even firing back really at this stage. I think we might move in a little bit closer. Okay, so it did actually fire back with the medium guns and did get a hit on our turret, which was then disabled. So that was turret Y, which I think is at the back. Yeah, so it's actually now hit this turret and knocked that one out. So the repair teams will be sort of working on that one. Yep, so another 6-inch gun hit on the Zenta. So the 6-inch gun's the ones firing from the front of the ship. And again, we're not seeing massive damage. It looks like this one may have been... No, they're still active. Everything's still actually active. Has it picked up speed? Come on. 10 knots. No, still 10. Let's just go up to 12. This is interesting. Sorry, I should just point out. It's now 6 o'clock in the evening, and we've still got a bit of time, but it's now getting to a point where 10 minutes time it's going to be dusk. And now we're looking, there's now a glare factor that we need to be aware of. And so we're now looking into the sun. So we're sort of looking into the setting sun. It's funny because we're going to find that our ability to spot will sort of come right down fairly soon. Now we're going to be wanting to get pretty close to this as we do things, but the glare is, if we have a look, I think that will then impact us. I know that the spotting is impacted if you're looking the other way, but if we have a look at the hit chance, glare, -40, there it is, because we're looking into the sun. Isn't it cool the way this works? It's just so involved with what it actually does get to do. So by looking directly into the sun like this, it's sort of not really working well for us. And let's just move this one away. Got to be careful. We're right on the edge now of torpedo range, and I'd hate to get hit by a torpedo now. That would be really, really bad. Now the superstructure was hit. They did actually fire more at us, and that's actually now gone through the superstructure. So in the middle of the ship somewhere, there's been something has actually smashed into it and passed all the way through. So we are taking, some damage, but not a hell of a lot. We've taken a lot of hits, and we've done a lot of damage back as well. Like it's saying only light damage, but I thought it was more than that. Let's just reduce this down to 10. Now our visual range will start to drop pretty soon. Okay, we've hit it again with a 6-inch shell. And the fore afters hit again. Okay, it's now night time. Okay, we're going to slowly sort of lose track of this. Oops, hang on. Sorry, wrong keys. And it's now night time. Turret's back in action. So we can get some more shots on this thing. But this is another successful defense for us. It still keeps on getting us, and it's breaking through our armor because we don't actually have extended belt armor, and that's what we're sort of seeing through here. Okay, we did actually get some of our 2-inch guns, got another hit on the Zenta. I think we might even just let it go, actually. Just follow it in a little bit. So, it is night time now. I mean, it would be good, really, really good to finish this thing off if we could. Okay, we've now lost sight of it. Let's go see if we can go and hunt for it. We'll just go and just go up to 14. There it is. Just inside. So we did get another hit with it there on it. when we're inside the torpedo range, we really do have to try to stay away from it or maneuver it wildly, because we don't know when the torpedoes will actually come. Can't squeeze it into one of those, can I? I'm sort of running out of time here. We're hitting it with the small guns, the tertiary guns. Okay, it hit our turret. Turret has been jammed. It's got medium damage. I don't think we're going to be able to squeeze it into that minefield. Oh, maybe. It's now inside torpedo range. Or it was. God, if we can just get it to go down. Still firing back at us. Ooh, that was close. Has it lost? It's now got heavy damage. This is good for us. Let's move it down to, say, 11. Looks like it doesn't have a helm control anymore at the moment. Oh, yeah, no, it's just got it back. That's going straight into that. We can just push it down that way. There we go. I don't know if that's... I didn't hit whatever it was. I thought that was minefields, but nothing much is really sort of happening there. Now, our torpedoes are port broadside and starboard broadside, so we actually have to be side on to have our torpedoes launch at it. It is heavily damaged. I think it's worth pushing this one. We're nearly at the end. We've only got like a few more minutes worth of you know, the actual of what it's actually got there. It's still firing at us. We are definitely in the torpedo range of it, and vice versa. One torpedo would be all it would take. It's all it would take. Just using the control click to sort of try to keep the angles where we want them to be. So we're closing in on the time now. They keep on firing back. Engine room was hit again on the belts. Okay, so burst, again, they're smashing us. What's the damage like? 17%. We're down to very limited ammo now. They've still got heavy damage from what we can sort of tell. We just can't quite finish them off. It's an absolute slogging match, isn't it? The belt extended. We got it's now we've got limits. We did limit the flooding. We should just double check to see how we're going with this. Yeah, we do have flotation problems, but it's still actually okay. We've taken a lot of light hits. Yep, we hit it again with another 6-inch shell. This has got to be doing big damage. Oh, it's sinking. There we go. We've actually got it, so it's now sinking. So we should now be able to finish it off. So if we just go back across, how are we going with our speed? We can still travel at very, very good speed here. And so the Zenta is finally done. Just stay with it. We're over the time lapse, but that we're very, very close. So it's not going to. The game doesn't just finish because that's the time. Still showing heavy damage. It may not be sinking. The fact it's still moving is a bit of a problem. Still firing back. Yep, less than 20%, that's okay. Hang on. Come on, chase it down. Not really firing at it much at this stage. Turret may be down. Let's have a bit of a look. No, it's still there. It's just what we're doing now is we're conserving ammo because we're under 20%. Now, was the corruption the reason that we didn't have quite enough ammo on board? Who knows? I mean, this has been a very extended fight. Keeps on firing back at us. Critical hit through the belt as well. Engine room has been hit. Damn it. So we're now taking damage that we really didn't want to. We're still reasonably good, but we have taken some damage. I might just let the game play itself out now. Just see if it will actually keep on trying to hunt it down. It is. Yeah, it's really going in for the kill now. It's getting close. So this makes it much more effective for the small guns. Okay, they've had enough. There's no ships left at sea. Oh wow, I think we must have sunk it. Yeah, it looks like we may have sunk it eventually. So there we go. You did very, very well there. We actually managed to sink a light cruiser, which is great because that then gives us a bit of an advantage now in the Adriatic. So we've now got a bit of an advantage through here, and we did also kill off one of their corvettes as well. So they've both been sunk. We only took light damage on our light corvette. That's great. This gives us a big advantage in speed now in the region. Even though they've got an advantage in battleships, we now have an ability with hit and run tactics. And so that was a very important fight for us. You can see there the total points were miles in through there. So bonus for 19 surviving merchants. So we got all of those points. We didn't pick up any survivors. I mean, it was night time, unfortunately, so we couldn't actually do that. The lost ship, we didn't actually really lose anything at all there, so that's all worked very, very well for us. They did score nearly 450 points, and we scored 6,000 odd points with our one ship. It did really, really well. We'll close that, and so that's going to work out very nicely for us. So we can sort of see there the bits and pieces that have actually sort of happened. So this is the in the aftermath. This is the light cruiser division. Yep, so that's independent, but it did sink. The other ship sunk down here somewhere. Not sure where exactly that one actually did sink, but anyway, that was a good little fight around Taranto. Just a small cruiser fight. So, wow, it went for an hour. These do take a long time. I don't know what to do about that, actually, because during the war, it's just going to keep on getting, it's going to happen over and over and over. Let's just get out of here. So major victory, gain another prestige. We'll just click on OK. And the enemy has sent out feelers through neutral nations about a negotiated peace without border changes or reparations. The Prime Minister wants to know your opinion. Now, I think we keep on pressing because I think we're in a good position, and I haven't gone through yet about how to acquire territory, and so we should be looking at that. I don't think, because they've got battleships, that's going to make it more difficult, but it's something we should look at. So if we do not let them off lightly, continue operations will secure our total victory. That's what I would prefer to do. The Navy can fire on if needed, or we should take care to end the war now. So the prestige will go down. I think we push hard here. This has been good. So no common ground was found during peace negotiations. Good. We did sink another merchantman back in through here. The Messina is giving us a little bit of victory points all the way through. You can see there we've now got a big lead in victory points. We had an initial, problem when the big fleets went up against each other, but ever since then, with these raiding tactics, it's actually worked out fairly well. Now Spain has ordered a battleship. Austria-Hungary has laid down another battleship of the Habsburg class. That's a new class. We haven't seen that one before, I don't think. So, yeah, that's all good. So we'll just go and close that one. And, guys, we're going to leave it there. When I come back, I'll try to remember to go through... in fact, let's just do it now before... I should do it in the next one. I'll try to remember for the next one, but I will just go through how to do it. We don't have any targets in here. We've got no targets. And if we have a look at the map, we can have a look at the holdings of the Austrians. And so when we have a look at the actual in the Mediterranean, there's really only 2 flags that are showing. And so these are the different areas that they have. Now, this one up through here is actually Austria-Hungary itself. So if I sort of click on that one, possession Austria-Hungary, owner Austria-Hungary. Now, we can't target that one. But if I come back down into here, this is Dalmatia. And if I go and click on this, it then becomes, I can set this as an invasion target. And so there's a whole lot of different ports in through here. The value is for 1 battery, no oil. So it's not of any value, it doesn't matter at the moment, but later on in the game, you do need access to oil. So we'll set that as an invasion target and just close. Now we have Dalmatia is the target through there. And so I can always just go and remove that, cancel the invasion planning, but we'll start to the invasion planning through here. That's going to cost us a little bit of our monthly budget to just build this up. And so this will be something we're trying to get through warfare. I should have shown this earlier, actually. I keep on trying to drip feed the information in. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.